Hello from Western New York. And I did some weeding last night and this morning, as you can see. I also weeded over by my strawberry bed, but I think you can see the reason as why I'm not going to move over any further. You know, got at least half a dozen hornets buzzing around. And said hornets are, I don't think I'd be lying if I said they were about 2 inches long. And I don't fancy getting stung by one of them again. So basically what I did last night and earlier this morning was put on a pair of gardening gloves and got out my wheelbarrow and I started weeding. I mean, there's probably still some weeds, plenty of them, that I didn't get to, but I got enough of them to free up my black raspberries. And admittedly, there's still some over in here that I didn't get to because these things are just so big. Especially I got really good soil. And some over in here, I'll admit, I didn't really bother with because it's like not really worth my time at the moment. I mean, and that was 2 of those hornets I just mentioned, or at least one of them, not 2. They're good-sized things. I don't fancy getting stung by them again. And well, here's some I guess I could utilize as examples of what was I doing. Basically, carefully pulling them out, or at least as carefully as I can, considering. And basically what I've been doing is, what I did was I took these weeds and I added them to this Hügelkultur mound of mine. The idea is that they will decay and add nutrients to the soil and dirt I put on this. Basically, that if you've seen my previous videos, you might notice that I got some store-bought compost, and I plan to add said compost and more on top of these along the sides and whatnot. And then plant my fruits and vegetables and that stuff. Of course, another thing I discovered was some of my black raspberries were in the process of tip rooting again. And I suppose if I wanted to, I could have taken some of those that I had accidentally broken off, and I probably could have transplanted them to here, around in here. If I really wanted to. And that would have, give me something of a head start. In planting my garden here. But I'm not going to do that, because I might want to put something else here instead of black raspberry. I mean, I got a lot of black raspberries, which means next year I'm going to have a lot of black raspberries to be picking. That, unless I find a different variety of black raspberry, like say a Niwot or something. I mean, I got Bristol and I got Jewel. So if I found something like a Niwot, yeah, I might want to buy that. Granted, I might buy a Bristol and a Jewel and put them back here somewhere. But, so that way I have a nice variety out here that I can use as a basis. I mean, I don't want a whole lot of them. I already got that covered. Not to say that I won't buy any. I was thinking about turning this into like a you pick berry operation, but I think I'm not going to do that. I mean, might be a few liability issues. On the other hand, let's see here. Like I said, there's making a food forest back here, and alternatively, with the extra produce that I don't eat or I'm not too fond of. I mean, hot peppers, for instance. I don't like them. I'm not fond of them. They burn my mouth. But I might be able to sell them, or at the very least make a deal with a local farmer or two. Because there is a farmer down the road who has a vegetable stand, a fruit and vegetable stand, and perhaps if I grow a certain amount of surplus, I might be able to make a deal with him where, well, I'm just saying where he might figure out a decent price where he can sell them and split the difference with me or something, which would be kind of useful, because this particular farmer has a lot of, well, let's just say a bunch of compost, and I might have to have a chat with him about setting up a deal where he drops it off for me and I'm able to, give him a share of the produce. Be a win-win. He's getting, quote, paid for his compost, and I'm getting paid for my work. Of course, that may not happen. I mean, the guy is like, basically asked him about his compost pile. It's like, hey, take what you want. So, the only thing I have to do is have a little chat with my uncle or somebody else who can help me out with a tractor, and have them dump the pile right about in here, somewhere between this choke cherry and this this bush here. I mean, there's enough space. So, let's see what else is going on. Well, nothing much so far. I need to take a look at my lawnmower, see if it works, you know, do some mowing. Yeah, leaves are falling from the trees. I mean, it is that time of the year, and I think a walnut just fell. Or a stick, whichever. Okay, that's a good-sized hornet. Well, here's the walnuts. I don't know how to deal with walnuts, so don't ask me how you pick up. I mean, about the certain ways you figure for picking is like just pluck them or wait until they drop, whichever is easiest, and then pick them up. As for roasting them and all that sort of stuff, I don't know any of that. Well, these trees look like they're doing okay from the cuts I made on them. And again, odds are these trees have been through worse than anything I can subject them to. I mean, this place does kind of flood every 10 or so years. And that's going to be something I'm going to need to factor in when planning out my garden. Set up a bit of a proper flood channel or something to that effect. Oh, this looks like it. This is what fell. Most likely. See, blackberry. I believe I've showed these in my winter videos. Because I got wild blackberries and wild grapes out here. And the wild blackberries, they got thorns on them. Granted, I have found some wild blackberries, or at least feral blackberries, that are more or less thornless, but then again, they might have been escapees from a previous attempt at planting blackberries. Most everything is doing pretty good. Weeds especially. In backyard, planning, like I said, growing some vegetables and fruits. You know, I mean, I don't know about growing blueberries. Raspberries, maybe. I mean, well, blueberries. Well, if I find something that I do not have, then I will give it consideration. This also goes for gooseberries, and especially red currants. I got a bunch of red currants, all of the same variety. Gooseberries, well, I got a few of each variety that I've found. Strawberries, I might set up a patch down there. Maybe it'll fare better than this one. Or, okay, that's a few too many hornets on there. Maybe they'll fare better. And I suppose I could do some weeding around in this little section, but not right now. And I know I need to work on this tree. Hope these maples come back next year. Doing pretty good. Nothing else will make decent firewood in the future. Or I can at least use the trimmings off of them. These are doing pretty good. These are doing good. So is these. Yeah, these are doing okay. Squash, looks like that's more or less dying. Might be a few squash I can save, and a few that I am planning to just leave. Tomatoes and the peppers, I don't know. Might be able to pick some. I hope that these produce a couple of nice colors. And I hope I get something other than a yellow. Brown eyed Susan did okay. Forsythia is doing okay. Roses are okay. Blueberries, just fine. Roses over here did okay. You know, got some nice flowers on them. Can't wait till the bleeding hearts show up next year, I hope. Honeyberries, also known as hascap. Gooseberries. Wild rose, got a forget-me-not in there somewhere. Goes to berry. Black currant, also known as a clove currant, considering that this is a cardal. And of course, red currants, more gooseberries, more grapes, and kale. Well, this is Western New York. Subscribe if you like this, post comments, click the like button, and all that sort of stuff. Okay? Goodbye.